Well, hello to all of my friends out there. This is for YouTube kids, and I hope that you are joining me for our first in a series of Under the Sea with Miss Debbie. We're going to start out today with the octopus. This is something I created just for you guys, and in this class, we will have all the supplies that you will need, and Mom will be able to print this out for you, and then she can use graphite paper, put it together, put it on the canvas, and trace it out for you. And then she can use a Sharpie to outline all of the details, which will just make it a lot easier for you when you go to paint. Now, this can be done either with paints or with colored markers, whichever you choose. So if you do the colored markers, it might be something that a 4-year-old could do. Usually at 4 years old, they can have really good dexterity to do the colored markers. But from 5 to 9 to 10, they can begin to use paints. And they also, as they get older, can use shading and highlighting and go a little bit further with the advanced versions. And I will be doing some of that along the way. But today we're going to start out with Mr. Octopus. And you know, there's a couple of things that you need to know about octopuses. I'm not sure if you do know all these things. But octopuses have 8 arms. And that's why they're called octopuses, because octo means 8. You can see if you count them up, there are 8 arms, some other little tendrils there. The other thing is that octopuses are very, very smart. They're intelligent, they can solve problems and puzzles, and they can open jars to get food. They know how to do that. They also are what we call camouflage experts. They are able to change the color of their bodies and the texture of their skin so they can blend in with all of their surroundings in the ocean. They also have 3 hearts. I don't know if you know that, but 2 of the hearts will pump blood to the gills, and the other one pumps heart. The other heart pumps to all of the tendrils. They have blue blood. They don't have red blood like we do. They have blue blood because it contains a copper-based molecule, and that's called hemocyanin. Hemocyanin. And that helps to transport oxygen through all of their little tendrils. They also have an ink defense. So if another fish comes by and scares them, they blow ink out, which makes it dark all the way around him under the water. So he can hide really easily. Octopuses don't have any bones. I don't know if you knew that. No bones in their body, which makes it very, very easy, and they can be flexible, and they can go inside rocks like around corners, and they can hide much easier. They also have a very short lifespan. They only live 1 to 2 years. Now, on all of their tendrils, they have suction cups, and those suction cups helps them grab onto surfaces and objects. So they could grab an object and pull it in, especially if it's something that they need to eat. And also, if this little guy loses an arm, he can regenerate and grow it back. So that's a very, very interesting thing about octopuses. I'm going to bring you down now so we can start painting. You can follow along and paint at home. These are the colors that we're going to use. This first color, and Mommy can get these at any store that sells crafts. And you can use any colors that you'd like. But today I chose Sea Breeze. I also chose turquoise. And then there's a very light blue because of the ocean. I wanted to get all different colors of the ocean. And then this is a really cool one. And you can actually make it yourself if you have glitter. You can add it to your paint. But this is an actual glitter paint, Milky Way blue. We also need black and white. We're also going to be using glitter. So I chose white glitter and a beautiful teal glitter. I tried to pick all the colors of the ocean for you. So the first thing that we want to do is paint our background. And don't worry if you go out of the lines or you go into the lines, it doesn't matter, because we'll do the background first, and then as we paint over it, it will cover anything that you went out of the lines with. All right? So you might want to use a brush that's sort of flat. Okay? It'll be in your supply list. Mommy can get them for you. And the other thing that I want to teach you throughout these series of classes is how to take care of your things, because if you take care of them, they'll last you a very long time. And I like to keep things forever, so I wash them really well and I dry them really well. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the turquoise, and if you notice, I put a little bit on each side. But do you see how much paint I have on my brush? Not a lot. You don't want to get paint all the way up into the silver part, because then you'll have a big old mess and it won't be easy to paint. So just a teeny bit on either side is all you need. Now what we're going to do is just paint the background, and you'll notice how I go right down the side. There you go. And I don't squish my brush. I'm painting with the brush part. I'm not painting with the silver part. So that's one thing that I like to teach my little children to do so they can be neat about it. All right, so I'm just trying to stay in the line the best I can. Yes, paint it along. There we go. Now this is a really pretty color, and we're going to actually add other colors to it to give it a little depth. When you look at the ocean, do you see just one color? No, you see a lot of colors. And what happens when the sun's out? You can see more. You can see more down under the sea. You can see, sometimes if you're at a beach, you can see the sand. And sometimes if you're in the ocean, you can see fish swimming around. All right, so I'm just getting all the big parts first. And then I'll get a smaller brush to get into the smaller areas. That's it. See, nice and easy. Now, if you put paint on and you have this glob, can you see the glob here? You don't want that. You want to spread that out. That glob will dry so, it'll take a long time to dry, and we don't want that, because as soon as you start to paint the other colors, then you're going to have a glob of paint in your way. So make sure you spread it out. You'd be surprised how much you can spread your paint. All right. Now the next thing, I'm getting a smaller brush. Maybe I'll use this brush, because I want to get in all around those little tendrils. Remember, the octopus has lots of little legs, so just do the best you can. We're going to go over it again later anyway, so just scooch it in there. There you go. So the background is the water. There you go, just smush it in there. We can always go over the black lines later with a Sharpie, which I always like to do. I think I need some more paint. What do you think? Now, did you notice how much paint I put on my dish? Not very much, because you don't usually need a lot of every color. The background, sometimes you need a little more. All right, so I'm starting out here with the big portion where I have most of the paint on my brush, and as I bring it in, I have less paint. So I'm easily stretching my paint up into the smaller spaces. Okay, so start out here and then bring your brush in. There we go. And you can see how I'm covering the lines a little bit, but that's okay. You can start seeing the octopus come off the page. He's just jumping right off that page at us. There we go. And I'm pulling the paint up all the way to there. Has anybody that's watching and painting along with me ever seen an octopus? If you go on a school trip, sometimes they take you to places where they have fish in aquariums. I'm not sure I've ever seen a live octopus, though. Have you? I love them. They're so pretty, and they move around so beautifully. They're very graceful, like a ballerina. There we go. How we doing? I think I'm going to put the background in this one, too. What do you think? Yeah, I like that. And I think I'm going to put it right here, too. How's that? All right. And I'm going to put it in one more space. How about if we put the color right in here? And there we go. She's looking cute. I think it's a girl because she's got lashes, like big lashes. I think it's a girl. I'm going to have to name her. So, notice on the side there's nothing. If you have a large canvas like Miss Debbie, you can paint the sides too, okay? And again, just spread it out. Now, I'm not going to take the time to paint all the sides this morning, but I just wanted to remind you to paint your sides all the way around. All right. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to pick one of our other colors, and we're going to start painting on her face, because after I'm going to use the glitter on her face. So what color would you choose? I'm going to choose this one. And this one is, I think, the turquoise. So we're going to paint her face with the turquoise. Now, I'm going to go over her lashes because I know I can put them back on later. We'll just go right around. There we go. I'm using a little bit smaller brush than I used for the background. And let's make sure we leave her nose there. We'll go over her lashes in this eye too, because we can put those back in very easily later. Are you following along with me? Now, the good thing is also that if you do paint over parts of her face, remember Mommy did a traceable? We can go back and look at this and we can know exactly where they're supposed to be. All right, now you might have made her face a different color, and that's okay. But I think I like the turquoise. And there we go. She is looking so pretty. So pretty. All right. So now I think I know I'm going to make the inside of her eye, this part, I'm going to make it black. And as soon as I do that, she's going to look like she is looking at us. How is that? And don't worry if you go over the little circle in the middle. That's going to be a big white dot. And we have white paint we can do that with. Isn't that adorable? She looks like she's looking at us now. Here we go. So all I'm doing is going in a big circle with my brush. And it's a little brush. This is called a liner brush. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I actually like it when it's not perfect. It looks so cool. So she is looking right at us. I'm just going to go over her nose a little bit, make it darker. There we go. That looks cute. Okay, next thing. I think I'm going to now take the lighter blue and I'm going to make her tentacles blue. But it's going to be a very light blue. Here we go. So take your light blue and you're going to go all the way down and around. There we go. Big circles. Just go around and around. Okay. Here's another one. Remember we said there were 8. Let's find them all. Okay, so that's 2. And this one is number 3. Look at this one. This one's big. Let's start here and move all the way around. And if I'm going too fast, don't worry. You can always stop the video, do the painting, and start the video up for the next part. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is 5. There we go. Just drag it right up. And then this is 6. Sometimes you can only see part of them because they're hiding behind her body, right? All right, so that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I found part of one here. Look at this. It's sticking out from underneath. That's 7. And it's twisted all the way around. And where is number 8? Here it is. Right there is number 8. So cool. So cool. Okay, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to get my turquoise again. And I'm going to put turquoise in all of these other areas. She has lots of little tendrils hanging that aren't necessarily one of her 8 legs. But we can just add some color all around her. Lots of color. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do is put some of our background color in this little spot. How does that look? Good? I'm just touching all the spots that I can still see white. How's that look now? See how we have like 2 different colors coming off? It adds so much texture. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go in and play. I think I'm going to, using the same brush, I'm going to use a little bit of the glitter paint and I'm going to add it right up here. I don't know if you can see it sparkling. Can you see the glitter? There we go. I'm going to add a little glitter here, a little glitter over here, maybe some over here. And then some over here. Beep, 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 beep. Beautiful. All right, let's go back to our teal for a second. And I'm going to make teal dots. So I'm just dotting it. And again, you can make any color teal or blue or a darker green or a brighter blue. You could do anything that you want. She's starting to really come alive. Now, I have another color glitter that we might want to use. And it's called gold. Does anybody in my group here like gold? Let's try it. All right. I'm going to do gold here and here and here. Oh, look at how pretty. I'm just going to add a little gold everywhere to make her fancy. Yeah. Can you see all the gold glitter? I like to have baby wipes on the side of me so that if I need to wipe something off, I can do it. And I always have a cup of water to rinse out my brushes, so I can just keep using them over and over. All right, so now I'm going to do white. We've got the white right here. Dip my brush in, and I'm going to do a white circle. It's already white, but we're going to make it painted white. Okay. And all the way around. I'm going to give a little white there too. There we go. She really is looking so pretty. So pretty. All right. So now what I'm going to do is get out my marker. And because I want to be able to see those tentacles, I'm just going to use my marker and draw it out. And you guys, no matter what age you are, you can use a marker. I like to use black because it helps to define the space. See the difference? So even if you went out of the line, it doesn't matter. We're able to go right over that. And look how clean and neat it looks. It's just like coloring. We're going to put those lines back in. I can see them a little bit through the paint. All right, so look at the difference between this side and that side. So just take a moment to go over it all. And it gives definition to your octopus. So we talked about how an octopus can change its color to hide from a predator. And a predator is something that will be very scary to the octopus, and the octopus wants to get away so they don't get hurt, and they want to stay away from a predator. So they change colors and they take off. And remember how flexible they are? They don't have any bones. So they can scooch between a couple of rocks and hide out until the predator is gone. There we go. Almost done. How did we do? Is she looking pretty? Guess what else we want to do? We want to do her eyelashes. Let's give her back some pretty eyelashes. Do that on both sides. And then I'm going to go around her whole eye. There. This is really not hard to do, is it, kids? It's actually pretty easy. All right, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to find my light blue and my white. I'm going to mix them together a little bit, make them even lighter. And I'm going to do in between these lines. So pretty. Now my gold is still kind of wet. See the gold? Because I kind of glopped it on there, which I wanted to do because I wanted it to be very shiny. Doesn't that look great? All right. Now here's another fun trick. I'm going to take Mod Podge and I'm going to dip my brush in it. Let's find a nice size brush for this. Maybe I'll get a little bit smaller. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to dip my Mod Podge in, and I'm going to go all the way over her face. Just spread that Mod Podge, because when I put my glitter on, the glitter is going to stick to just the Mod Podge and nothing else. So basically, it will stick to anything that's wet. So if you don't put Mod Podge in different spots that you don't want the glitter, then you'll be fine. So we just want to Mod Podge the area for glitter. And what color glitter should we use? Should we use the clear? Pretty white glitter? I think so. Now I always keep a tray on hand so that I can get rid of the glitter that is extra. Okay, so I keep my glitter in little spice jars, but you don't have to. You can just use the glitter. And you sprinkle the glitter on. And remember how I said it's only going to stick to what's wet? I tip it into my tin foil and tap it off. And voila. She is sparkling beautifully. Look at her. She is adorable. Guess what? I think we can add some Mod Podge to even more areas. Maybe up and through here we can add some. So let's just do it. Let's just go a little bit around her face. How's that? She's going to put a little Mod Podge just around her face. And let's see how we like that. All right, let's see what happens. Now we're going to use, oh, here it is. I thought I lost it for a second. Now I'm going to use the turquoise glitter and do the same thing. Tap it off. So in the ocean, she's got more glitter. Isn't that pretty? And it matches the same color as her background. I think she looks adorable. Now again, there's a lot more that you can do to her, and that all depends on how much paint you want to use and the colors that you want to use. But this is our octopus. Now, I don't know about you, but I need to name mine. I can't think of a name, can you? What did you name yours? Have Mommy write in under the comments what your octopus name is. And if she wants to take a picture of your octopus and put it in there, I would love that. And also tell Mommy to hit the subscribe button, and she will get notifications when I come back on with more of my little under the sea creatures. So it was so fun to be with you guys today. I hope to see you back. We've got so many more under the sea creatures. And I also want you to remember all of the things you learned about our octopus, because every time I'm with you, I will teach you a little bit more about each of the sea creatures that we go over. But I think she came out adorable. I'm going to think about what name I want to name her. I would say Ollie the octopus, but that might be a boy's name. Ozzy the octopus would be a boy's name. I don't know. If you guys can think of a name for my octopus, have Mommy write it in the comments, okay? So that I can name my little fun girl. All right, thank you for being with me, and I do hope to see you again. Sparkles and smiles from Miss Debbie.